Hey family, it's your girl Yo-Yo from Dynamic Designs by Yo-Yo, and today we're going to be making this. So let me move the camera so y'all can see it. Y'all see that? Yes, honey. Look at that. We are going to make this cute little mini bar. Okay? Let me turn it around. That thing is fire. Look at that. Hey, and look at that. Oh my God, look at that shine. All right, so this is what we're going to be making today, family. So if you are interested, stay tuned. Okay, family, so these are the items that you're going to need to make our project today. You're going to need 2 of these floating shelves, and I got these from the Dollar Tree. And depending on your design, they come in both black and white. So, but for this project, we're going to be using the black ones, okay? You'll need 2 of those. You'll need 2 of these, okay? You'll also need some paint because you're going to need to paint these. So whatever color you're going to be painting, you're going to be doing your project, you'll need some paint. You can use either spray paint to paint these, or you can use whatever paint of your choice, but you will have to paint these. Also, you will need 2 shot glasses of your choice, okay? You will also need some black vinyl or whatever color vinyl that you are going to cover your floating shells with, and I'll show you that. So you'll need some vinyl for that. You'll also need some scissors. Now I am going to be using my Cricut maker to cut out my items. So I won't be using scissors. I'll be using my Cricut maker to cut this, but you don't have to. You can use scissors. You will need a glue gun. You will need a scraper. Now this is optional because I am using an iridescent sticker paper, so that's what I'm using this for. But if you're not going to use the iridescent sticker paper, you won't need this. And as I said, the iridescent sticker paper is optional. You will also need some vinyl for the sides of your mini bar. Now again, I'm using this yellow, but you can use any color that you like depending on what your design is. And then you will also need some E6000. Okay, so these are the items again that you will need. And you will also need some, now this is the iridescent sticker paper that I'm using. Again, this is optional. And I am using this inkjet sticker paper. Okay, but you can use the sticker paper of your choice for this project as well. I would suggest using a sticker paper that doesn't bleed, or if you use this, just make sure that you let it dry properly before you start to put your project together, okay? Now, one other thing to note, that these 2 shelves, I don't know if I mentioned before, but they're at the Dollar Tree. You can cut the sides off if you like. You don't have to. That is optional. I will be cutting the sides of my boxes off, okay? But that's not something that you have to do, okay? So let's get started with this project. Okay, family, so these are our 2 shelves that we're going to be working with. So I am just going to sit these to the side because we're not going to work on the shelves. That's going to be the last part that we do. Now, remember I told you that we were using these boxes. Make sure that when you get these boxes, it's the ones with the hole. Because if you do not get the ones with the hole, they're not going to fit your project, okay? So these fit your project. Now, remember early on, let me fix this camera. Remember early on, I said that you could take, you don't have to take this part out. You can leave it in. For this project, I took these two sides. I cut those off, and I'm gonna show you. I used this knife right here. I guess I should have put that in as one of the items that you would need. But you know, I mean, so I've seen some people actually just rip the sides off, but I wanted a cleaner cut, so I used this knife to cut them. Now, you can cut these sides off, or you don't have. Now, you will have to cut at least one of them, because as you can see, they do not both fit up here together unless you cut one of the sides off. So you will have to cut at least one. Now, it's optional if you want to cut both of the sides off, is what I'm saying. But for this project, I cut both off. So let me show you what they look like. So these are the two that I cut off. Okay, I cut the sides off, as you can see, because I wanted one complete shelf. Okay, so once you spray paint them, well, let me go back. I cut them first, and then I spray paint them, because I was like, it's no sense in spray painting something that I'm gonna cut off anyway. I didn't want to waste my spray paint on that. So I spray painted these with Rust-Oleum black gloss spray paint. All right, so now we're gonna work with these two items first. I did not glue these down, okay? I did not glue these together, because I'm going to put an image on the inside, and I'm going to put an image on the back. And the images, because they're sticker paper, they are going to hold these two blocks together. Okay? So, hold on. Let me get my image that I'm going to put on the inside, and we'll be right back. Okay, family. So we are at Cricut Design Space. And as I said before, you don't have to use Cricut Design Space to do this project. I am using it because, number one, I don't like to cut anything out by hand. I can't cut a straight line or cut out a circle to save my life. So I use my Cricut Maker to do all of my cutting. But this part of the project, again, also is optional. Okay. So what I am showing you on the canvas is, let me make this just a little bit bigger so that you can see it. These are the images that I used. I got, now the first image, this first image, I actually made this image in, I want to say I used AI to make this image, okay? But you don't have to do that. You can get your images from anywhere that you like. And this image in the middle I got from Google. So, you know, you can just pick out any images that you want, and size them so that they fit your project. Okay, so this image and the matching image, these images are for the front and the back of our mini bar. Okay, now I have that the mini bar, I mean that the image should be 6 inches by 6 inches, but that's not the case. They are, let me change the size. So the size of this image should be 6 by, and the width, the width should be 6 inches, but we need to change the height. The height needs to be 5.5. Okay. I made that mistake when I made the first bar, and I ended up having to cut the images again. So these images should be 6 inches in width, and for the height, we're going to unlock this proportions bar, and we're going to change the height to 5.5. Okay, so this is the inside and the back images for the mini bar. Okay, so I'm going to move this one over here. Okay, so we have our two images for the front and the back. The top of the mini bar, that image, should be 7.5 by 3.5. Okay, so that image is needed for the top. You don't need an image for the bottom. So this image is for the top. So you only need one for the top. These two images are, and I'm gonna make them a little bigger so you can see them. They are pretty much duplicates of the first two images. So what I did was I just sliced them with I used the slice tool in Cricut Design Space and made them into circles and made them both 1.3 by 1.3 in sizes. So these images are for the two shot glasses, okay? These 4 circles here are for the back of our mini bar, okay? So we're going to cover up those holes that are on the back of the mini bar, top and bottom. And so I just used some regular black vinyl, and we're going to cut out some circles to cover those up, okay? So now that, and those circles are 1 inch, okay? So 1 inch circles for the back of the mini bar, 6 inches by 5.5 images for the inside of the mini bar and the back of the mini bar. For the top of the mini bar, that image should be 7.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and the shot glass images are 1.3 inches by 1.3 inches. Now measure your shot glasses, because all shot glasses are not the same, and I would say that for your images for your mini bar as well. These are the sizes that I use, but when you cut the 2 boxes, or if you decide not to cut the 2 boxes, then of course the images are going to be a different size. If you cut them and maybe they're not as even, because it happens, then you want to make sure that you measure the insides of your boxes. Again, I can't stress it enough. Even though these are the measurements I'm giving you, always check your measurements a second time. Okay, family, now these 2 images are for the front top of our mini bar and the bottom front of our mini bar. Did I say that right? The front top and the front bottom. Okay, yeah, so I said it right. Okay, these 2 images are for the front of our mini bar. And now I've seen people do names or, something else. But again, as I said before, the design is up to you. So these 2 images are 6 inches in length and 0.8 inches in height. They both are the same. Okay. And so now that we have all of our images that we're going to be putting on our mini bar, I'm just going to hit make, and we're about to make it happen. So stay tuned. Okay, family, so here are my 2 blocks, and as I said, I'm not going to glue these together because this is the front image and this is the back image. Now, let me go back. Remember I told you that the iridescent paper was optional? It is. This is the iridescent paper. This is what it looks like. And you see how beautiful it is on top of my cutouts, on top of my images that I cut out. So what I did was I cut this out using my Cricut Maker. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is take the image that you're going to cut out, take the iridescent paper, lay it on top of your image that you printed out. Make sure that you take your scraper and to smooth it out on top of your sticker paper, okay? You're going to need this because you're going to want to make sure that it's smooth. You smooth it out and that you do not have any air bubbles. And this will be the result. Okay. Whew. I guess I shouldn't have laid that down. I should have laid that down. But anyway, so this is what the iridescent sticker paper looks like on top. Another note. If you use your Cricut Maker, do not cover the registration registration. I always say that. Do not cover the cut lines on your image if you're going to cut it out using your Cricut or whatever cutting machine, because a lot of times the Cricut or your cutter, whatever you use, whatever cutter you use, will not read this iridescent paper if it's covering the registration lines. Okay. And let me just show you what I'm talking about. You see on this image right here, you see these registration, you see these cut lines. Why can't I get that terminology right? You see these cut lines. If you cover these cut lines with this iridescent paper, it's your Cricut machine is not gonna read those cut lines. So when you cover your image, make sure that you do not cover the lines, just the image. Okay. All right. And if you got any questions about that, I also have a video on here. The last video I did, I actually showed you how I laid this paper down on top of my image so that so that you don't cover those cut lines. Okay. All right. So here's my first image. And remember, I said I have two of these. I have two images. One is for the front and one is for the back. So let's do the front first. Okay. So we have our two boxes. And as I said, I am not going to glue them, because both of these pieces of sticker paper are going to be all the adhesive that you need to keep them together. Okay. So I like to start with this part first. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this inside the box. And remember I told you what the measurements were, but again, always make sure that you measure, for yourself. Because, sometimes my measurements might be just because of the way I cut the box or whatever the case may be. But as I said, I like to do the inside of the box first. The inside of our mini bar, I like to do that first. Okay. And so all I have to do is put the boxes together and lay the second part of my image down. And this is just the back. I'm just checking to make sure it's even. And mine has a little bit of an overhang, but if you want to, you can always trim that. You don't have to keep this overhang in here. And I'm just trying to straighten up my image right now. Okay. Make sure it doesn't have all that overhang. Okay. All right, so I got my image in here, and there it is. So that's the inside. It's just that easy. That's the inside, okay? And I could have, put it a little closer together, but it's fine. Listen, don't overthink it, okay? So that's the inside of our mini bar, okay? So now we're gonna put the second image on the back. Okay, now we have our second image, and we're going to put this on the back. And I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not doing any, particular measurement. I'm just eyeballing it, putting it on the back. And again, as I said, this is all of the adhesive that you need. You can lay it down to make sure that you got it flattened out. And that's it. That is the inside of our mini bar. Okay, so that's our first step. This is the first step. So I'm going to come back with the top and the bottom, and show you how to put the images on that. Okay, so just hold on. Okay, family, so here are the tops, the tops. Here is the top and bottom of our mini bar. Okay, those images are right here, and they are going on the top front and the top bottom. Okay, so what I did, so what you have to do is you have to turn these upside down. Okay, so as I said before, these are actual wall shelves. So if you were going to actually put them on the shelf, you would put them this way. This is why I say you're putting them upside down. Okay, so this is our bottom shelf, the bottom part of our bottom shelf of our mini bar. And I'm not going to measure where I'm putting this. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it to get it in the middle. Okay, and let me say this too. Let me shout out my girl. Her name is Sharina Latrice, and she is on TikTok, and she has a Facebook group called The Craft Goats, and this is where I got this idea from. So this isn't like my original idea for the mini bar, but these are my original designs. I'll put it that way, that I made the mini bar with. So as I said before, this is the bottom of our mini bar, and then we're going to put the second one on the top. This is the top of our mini bar. Okay, now the top of the mini bar, you are going to use the side. So, okay, so the top of the mini bar is the exact way that you would use the shelf if you were putting it on the wall, if that makes any sense. So the top is right side up. Okay, and so we're going to just put this image on here. Now, with these, the shelves are very forgiving when it comes to the sticker paper. And what I mean by that is that you can adjust them until you get them exactly where you want to. Okay. However, I would suggest that you go back once you've done that and you put a stronger adhesive on these stickers, because they will peel off. So you will need a stronger adhesive for these stickers. All right. All right. So we got this sticker where we want it. Ooh, that thing. Ooh, look at that thing. That thing is so pretty, y'all. Look at that. Oh, and look at that. See, this is what I mean by that iridescent paper. It gives it that shine. Shine, shine, shine. Okay, I'm not even gonna sing, but you see what we got going on here. That thing is pretty. Okay, but yes, again, if you once you get this on here, use some glue or some type of stronger adhesive, because these stickers will peel off. Okay, all right. So now that we have that sticker on, and this is the top of our mini bar, we need to put the image that goes on the top. So this is our image for the top of the mini bar. And let me make sure I got this whole thing in the camera for y'all. Okay, because we having some camera problems right here. I need to get me a cameraman, baby. Okay. Okay, so this is the image for the top. And again, I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and put this on top. Okay. The same thing goes for this image that's on the top. You want to put a stronger adhesive on the back. And it looks like I didn't even put that on right. You want to put a stronger adhesive on the back, because it will peel up. Okay. All right. And I'm over here struggling. I'm not even getting it in here properly. All right, so we got this laid down. Now that we have all of our pieces done, we are going to put our mini bar together. Now, I will do the sides after we put the mini bar together. So stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, family, so we now have all 3 parts of our mini bar. This is the insert, our shelving, okay? We have our top. I'm sorry, this is the bottom. This is the bottom, because remember, for the bottom, there's nothing, we don't put any image on the top. And this is the top of our mini bar. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the shelves that we put together and we're going to put them on the top, on top of our bottom part to our mini bar. And then we're going to take the top part of our mini bar and put it on top of our shelves. Okay? And that's it. That is our mini bar in a nutshell. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and show you how I glue this thing down. Okay? All right, so stay tuned. Okay, family, so before we glue this thing down, I just wanted to show you how I put the stickers on the shot glasses. Now I did circles. You don't have to. You can put whatever image you want to put on here. You can put names, you know, whatever the case may be. But I just wanted to show you that you just, and I kind of just eyeballed it, so I didn't measure it, to put my stickers on my shot glasses. And that's how they turned out. Baby, look at that shine. That, I'm telling y'all, that iridescent sticker paper makes a difference. It's optional. You don't have to use it, but I just love the way this turned out. Okay? All right, so now we're going to come back and we're going to put our mini bar together. Okay, family, so when I am gluing my mini bar, I like to do the bottom part first, okay? So I am just going to turn this upside down. And I like to put my E6000 on first, okay? So, like I said, the E6000 is for the, oh, Lord. I bought the, then look. Don't do what I'm doing. Don't do what I did. I bought the white E6000, and that's not what I this is not what I intended to buy. I intended to buy the, you know, the clear one. But baby, this is what happens when you're not paying attention, you're not watching. So I like to use the E6000 first, okay? And y'all know how that stuff likes to keep on running. All right, so I like to use the E6000 first, then add my hot glue. Okay? Because the E6000 is for the permanent hold. The hot glue is for the, you know, we need to hold it right now. So, okay, put that on there. And then we're going to put this on, because this actually is the part that is that you need to make sure is tacked down, okay, as opposed to just the 2 shirts. Turn it upside down and put it in here and give it a good hold. And you're gonna hold it for at least 60 seconds. Okay, so then I'm gonna come back and put the top part on. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, family, so you can see this thing is not moving at all. All right, so we're going to repeat the process. We're going to take the E6000. We're going to put it on the top. And then we're also going to put, going to come back with the hot glue. And you want to make sure, because you know, when you squeeze this, y'all see how it continues to keep coming out. So I'm not going to squeeze it because I don't want any more to come out. So I'm just going to, you see me just kind of holding it and rubbing it just to get the, you know, the excess on here. All right, so we've done that. Now we're going to go back with our hot glue gun. We're going to glue this the same way we did the bottom part, and then we're going to come back and put the top on it, okay? All right, so stay tuned. Okay, family, so now we got our hot glue on. We got our E6000 on, so now we're just going to put the top on. All right, and that's it. You're going to hold this down with some pressure for 60 seconds, and then that's it. You have completed your project. So stay tuned because I'm going to show you how to put the, you know, what I put on the sides of it. So just hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, family. So the next part of this mini bar is covering up these holes. So what I did was I also printed out these, not printed. I cut out these circles using black permanent vinyl. Okay. And these are 1-inch circles. And I just use them to cover up the back. Now, you don't have to do this part. Again, this is optional as well. You can leave the back uncovered. I have also seen some people, when they do these mini bars, they will take the image that they put on the back, this image right here, and make the image big enough that it will cover the entire back part of the mini bar. Now, I didn't do that, but that is something that, you know, that is an option when you're making this mini bar. And, you know, one thing I like about this project is that there's so many different things that you can do. Okay. All right. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what I did to the sides. Okay. So family, this, again, this is just a, you know, a design that I decided to do. You can put an entire piece of sticker paper here if you like. You don't have to. You can print out a design, put it here. But you know, for this mini bar, I just decided to take some vinyl. This is just some yellow vinyl that I had, and I cut strips and I put one on each side. So I put one on this side. I cut out a strip and put it on this side. And then these stickers, I actually already had laying around. These are 2-inch stickers that I made. So I put these 2-inch stickers on the sides. So I just took the sticker, put it on the side like this. And I also had that iridescent paper on these stickers, as you can see as well. So that is what I did for the sides of the mini bar. Okay. And again, with the sticker paper, you want to use another, you know, a stronger adhesive, because these stickers will, you know, they will peel off. Okay. So that's what I used for this. And we're going to see the entire finished product when I come back. Okay, family. So this is the completed project. And that thing came out so, baby, look at that. And look, and baby, look at that iridescent. OMG. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that thing came out so nice. Baby, that thing is fire. Do y'all see that? Woo, that thing is so nice. OMG, that thing's so nice. And so this is the completed project. Okay. And these are the shot glasses that I made. Okay. Now this size shot glass, I can only get one in there. Okay. But if I use the skinnier ones, and don't ask me where I got the shot glasses, because I do not know. I am always picking up some these clear shot glasses all the time. And so that is our completed project. That thing came out so nice. You know, you get your whatever spirits that you like to put in there. But yeah, that's it. That's the completed project. So I want to thank you all for watching my video. Please hit like, please subscribe to my channel, and please share it. Yes, please share this video with your friends. If you like this kind of content, come back. I will post more videos, and there are other videos on my page. So if you subscribe, you'll get a chance to look at those. For those of you who are not subscribers, don't jump off the porch and come on, become a subscriber. All right, and thank you. Until the next video, y'all be blessed.